Hello and welcome to Passion Supernatural Podcast, the podcast where we discuss what we consider to be the best soap opera ever, Passions. That's right, you heard it, we said it. Passions, the soap opera that ran exclusively from 1999 on NBC, sometimes the Sci-Fi Channel, mostly NBC, but then finally landed on DirecTV for its final season in 2008. Every weekend, we air exclusively on YouTube to discuss the late soap opera. Everything that you all might love about it, the actors, the magic, the silly storylines, that cheesy, crazy storylines. Oh man, Passions sure had them, didn't they? Yes, they did.
Yep.
Crazy, cheesy stuff and everything, but that was one reason that we loved it. And we're here to keep it alive. We air every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on YouTube to keep Passions alive. Hi there, I'm Joe Velasquez, host of Passion Supernatural Podcast. Joining me is my lovely
Hello.
co-host, Casey Metcalf. How you doing, sweetie?
Tired from a long weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems like a lot of things have been going on for us, huh? Lots of things
yeah,
going on with this heat wave out there. Oh, really hot, huh? Ooh, so hot. Now, so anyways, people, as I said, we air exclusively here every Sunday at 2 p.m. Yeah, this week it's just Casey and I, but hopefully next weekend our frequent guest appearance, Acacia, should be back with us again. Let's hope for it and all that. And then I'm sure she's going to have a lot to talk about with us when she joins back, huh, Casey? She's probably going to
yeah,
have a lot. She said so herself. But I will just say before we get started, I will, like I say every weekend when we air, for any of you out there who loved Passions as much as we did, um, whether you watched it till it was on DirecTV and couldn't get DirecTV so you missed it, or if you did get to watch it like some did and some didn't, or maybe if you watched just a few seasons and then thought, this is stupid and then stopped, or if you just loved it to bits that you couldn't stop, we would love to hear all about your experiences with Passions. We would love to hear what you loved about it, what you didn't like about it, how you came to love it, all your stories. If you would like to tell your stories, just give us a big thumbs up. That's right, 2 thumbs, way, way up for our leading show. What a dish, and all that. And just give us a like and subscribe. And leave your name and social media, whatever you got, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know, WhatsApp, whatever, Snapchat, all those kinds of things and everything, and just leave it in the comment sections below. Me or Casey will reach out to you. The very minute that we see it, we will reach out to you. We would love to have you on the show. So, starting with today, I guess I'll just start off with just saying that, as I was saying last weekend, I still have not heard anything about little Ethan, Colton Shires, getting him on the show. But I have kept in touch. I have kept in touch with the lady that said that she was going to reach out to him. I have kept in touch with her and all in texting. She said that she told him that he could tell her, whether he's interested or not, but he keeps on saying, no, he wants to tell me himself, and he still hasn't. I haven't gotten any email yet, so I've kept in touch with her, and she seems nice. She said that it's good that I check in every once in a while. And I haven't heard anything back, but I did finally get in touch with somebody that had to do with Amy Castle, Vicky. I did finally get in touch with somebody that hopefully had to do with her, and then they just like all the other people, they said send an email. So I did, just haven't heard anything back, but other than that, I still, even worse than last weekend, I haven't really gotten, aside from just chatting with the woman who's in touch with Colton, and just from finally finding somebody that has to do with Amy Castle, haven't really gotten anybody. So I'm really considering sending another message to Christopher Malecki, since he said that he would be more than happy to come back at some point. I'd love to send him another message and see if he'll return and make us laugh some more with his talking ways. We love him for that. I still can't believe we got him too, just as much as I can't believe we got Juanita. But to get Spike, man, that's a big blow. Chad and the Demon Elf were kind of like, yeah, that's great, we got him, but I never thought we'd get somebody like Spike and Juanita. I didn't expect to get them.
We got all the bad guys on
Except
here.
for Chad. Our very first one was a good
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, our very first one was a good guy, but the other ones all bad guys. Yep, all villains. Except one, unfortunately, did not get a write-off for him. Spike did not get a proper send-off. He just disappeared, which I find very, very weird for how big of a bad guy he was. He really deserved some sort of, like, whether he got arrested or whether they finally killed him or whether he just decided to leave Harmony or what, but we don't know what happened to him. It's like I said, if Fashions ever came back, that'd be a perfect way to show us what happened to him. Have him come back and, I don't know, say he ran off to Hawaii or something and he'd come back dressed in those luau clothes or something. You know how cheesy that stuff is, so. And by the way, I've decided that, the people that I've already tried that were too busy, and like the guy who said for Galen to check back in the fall, I've decided I'll check back in October. Around October, I'll send out emails again to these people and I'll try them again. See if they're, see if they're available around that time. And if not, try again later. I don't think it's impossible to get these people, Casey. It's just hard.
Yeah, because like I said, some of them are busy, some of them don't want to do it, or
Exactly. Some people don't
some of
want to,
them
like you
like,
said, some people don't want to, some are busy. Um, some, I mean, heck, I've heard some actors, I'm not talking about this podcast, I'm talking about just things in general, like when it comes to whenever fans ask them to do their catchphrases, or if they ask them, will you appear on our show, or like, will you come back if the show ever came back again, just all those kinds of yes or no questions, those kinds of things. I've heard a lot of celebrities out there in the world that have actually said, oh no, it's not that I wouldn't do it, it's just that I can't do it, or something, it just, I mean, I've just heard a few people actually just insist that they want to do it, they just can't do it. So, yeah. So who knows? I mean, there might be some of these people who just can't, like Sylvana Arias, for an example. She originally said that she would do it once I got it on its feet, and now she says that she can't do it. And Dylan Fergus, by the way, this will make you happy to hear whatever I heard from him again. It was kind of funny, really, because I mentioned you, but he didn't say anything about that. He only mentioned something about the first sentence that I said in the email. I discovered on TikTok, I discovered that he had a TikTok account, so I sent him an email saying, I see that you created a TikTok. He emailed me back saying, I did not. Can you send me a link? And then I said, sure, I can. And I sent him a link, mentioned you, saying that you reached out to him, never heard back from him. So I don't know if you run across a TikTok that's got his picture on and he says that he did not create a TikTok. I don't know.
mm,
It's weird. It has the same thing as his Instagram on it too. He's such a
mm.
nice dude. I tell you, he's such a very, very, very nice guy.
I can't wait to meet him one of these days
Like I
when
said,
he's
you just
at
got you
that
got to reach out
audition.
to him again. You just got to reach out
Yeah.
to him again. I mean, I messaged him again and heard from him. You got to do it too. Just tell him, who, again, repeat yourself who you are, and just tell him, that, Joe said that you would be willing to meet with me. Just tell me what day, and you can talk to both of us. He said that he'll join in too, and I will too, because I still want to, try and ask some more questions. Or he never did. I want to ask him whatever became of those things that he promised me. He said just for me to give him my address, and he'd send me some passions things. I gave him your address too, in case, and he never did any of this. That's why I want to be in your chat. I want you to, say to ask him like what day would you want to do it, what time, and have him give you the Google link because he's going to want to do it on Google. That's how he's going to want to do it on a Google chat. And give me the Google chat link and we'll join in there together. So that way I can find out what happened to the stuff that he said and we'll have a brief little chat for a few minutes. I just can't get over it. He's such a nice guy. Some of those people who were so nice on Passions in real life, you find out they're actually jerks, but he's a very sweet man. Sounds like a good dad, and he talks very nice. He told me he doesn't think I sound creepy. You know, yeah, he gave me some advice on a few things. The only thing that, I'll be honest with you, really the only thing that really downs me, and this has kind of been all of our guest appearances, is so far at least. I know there are others out there that are different, but so far, the people that we've gotten so far, they don't really keep in touch with anybody from Passions. Not
No.
hardly any of them do. I mean, of the ones that we got so far, I know Eric and Galen do. I know they do
Yeah, because they
because
work
I mean,
together too. Yeah.
well, yeah, I'm saying, but I know that they also keep in touch with other Passions actors too. I know, like I've mentioned this before. Eric Martsoff, around the time that he was like in the beginning of Days of Our Lives and everything, he mentioned that he and Galen, they share a love of golf, and he said that he hangs out a lot with Lindsay Hartley. She's like his girl, and her ex-husband is one of his best buddies. And this was a long time ago. I don't know if things have probably changed, but back at the time, he said that he saw Eva a couple of times, and he did a movie with Erin Cardillo, who played Esme, and he watched Mackenzie Westmore when she was on the Face Off and stuff like that. So he apparently is somebody that sees his co-stars a number of times or whatever. You heard what Jill Remez, Juanita, said that she had starred on an episode or two of Days, and so she got to see Eric again and all that stuff. And Galen is obviously somebody who's pretty close to Mackenzie because they don't like how the show ended. They really wanted Luis and Sheridan to be together. I'm sorry, but no, guys, I am not a Shuis fan. I'm sorry, no. I like it how it ended. I know most people want to come at me with torches for that, but that's just how it is. I told Galen that one time. He said I didn't need to be sorry. He said it was my own opinion. But I know that he and Mackenzie are somewhat close and everything. I mean, they do a few. There's a number of times where even though I can't get on Mackenzie's Instagram or whatever, every once in a while they will appear here and there. And as I'm sure you've seen and everything, I mean, you've mentioned it a few times. I mean, Silvana and Eva, they obviously get together a number of times as if they were mother and daughter. Um, and so, and obviously, you can't forget it, Travis and Natalie are married. So there, I know that there are a few out there that keep in touch, but the ones that we've got so far don't really keep in touch with the Passions cast. And I'm like, dang, I'd love to hear, if they do stuff together, or like, if they, I don't know, like go have dinner together once in a while, or maybe like go play sports together, or hang out and watch TV or something. I mean, like buddies.
Yep.
But I mean, Joel's right and everything. That usually when you're on a soap opera, you kind of lose contact with your fellow cast members after it's done. When it's a soap opera, it's different from other things. But I just know that Galen and Eric are good buddies, and so yeah, they both have a lot of things in common. I mean, they both got married around the same time. They both had twin boys around the same time. They both got cast on Days of Our Lives around the same time. So they really have this thing. So, um, I I'm gonna be honest with you. I really think that just like Liza, I think Lindsay's going to be very difficult. I think Lindsay's going to be very difficult for us to get, just
Yeah.
like Liza, because I mean, that little contact that is on her IMDb Pro just doesn't want to connect. It's a bad number. Nobody answers the email. I've looked over a few. I've looked over a few of like people that she has worked with, like directors and stuff like that, but I look at that and I'm like thinking, just because somebody has directed her, just because somebody has directed her, that doesn't mean they know where she is or know if she's available and stuff like that. There are a lot of directors, producers, writers who have worked with people, but after they're done, that doesn't mean that they know where they are now. So, I don't know. I'll look further into it, but I'm telling you, we may not have very much luck with Lindsay Art, the leading frickin', star. If we were able to get Eric, maybe we could ask Eric or something if he knows, but I just think that just like Liza, she's gonna be a little difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get more people on
We will.
sometime.
We will. It's just probably gonna take a while. A lot of people are just very busy right now, and a number of them that have been on that hiatus, they either are or should be going back to work soon. So when that goes on, they might have a little bit. I'm not saying that they're not busy when they're not when they're doing the show. I'm not saying that they're not busy because they are. They're filming, but during that hiatus, it's like I said, they might book a quick movie that they can do very quickly, or they might take their family and go on vacation. And Eric was doing that concert thing that Acacia went to, so very busy. Once he starts filming again, he might have a little bit of downtime or whatever. No guarantees, but he might. Whenever he's not filming, he might be able to relax, and maybe I might be able to grab him for a thing. But I'm not going to make any promises. No promises, all you watchers out there. I'm sorry, can't make promises.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
believe me,
we can't choose. Yeah.
I've reached out to a lot of people, and very few have reached back to me. Like I said, only ever since I got that IMDb Pro, only 5 have got back to me. Eric, Galen, Juliet, and Melinda, and Jill said yes. The other 4 said no. So, by the way, I might as well say it. I did reach out via IMDb Pro. I did reach out to Christy Ferris that way. I figured to myself, after I've already spoken to her on the phone twice, she did say the last time we spoke, she said it's a little freaky that somebody has my number. So I thought to myself, maybe if I just reached out via her management, maybe that'll seem less creepy or whatever, and just to make her feel better. I haven't heard anything, but I tried it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Keep on getting messages.
yeah. But yeah, so all we can really do is we just wait. We gotta keep Harmony alive, Casey. We can't give up yet. Look how far we've come. I can't believe of how many episodes we've done or whatever, and we've not quit, and we've continued, and luckily next weekend we'll be able to record, because on you know on the 9th I go see Masquerade off Broadway again, so luckily we'll still be able to record and everything. We don't have to move it up, we don't have to anything or whatever. So, but it's just, it's just that's just one thing you gotta believe in. You just can't give up. I
No.
don't think the people of Harmony would want us to give up either. Look at Teresa. She never gave up on Ethan for what, 9 years.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
she
keeping up
she
with
she
him.
harassed and stalked that guy until she got him for 9 years. So I guess all we got to do is just stalk and harass people.
See, we can get them.
Yeah, we just gotta. I don't know. Let's find out where these actors are and dump a bucket of paint on them or something, or throw hot sauce on them or something, say, hey, will you be on our podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about it all the time because I only have that IMDb Pro for like a certain, just for about a month. And once it's up unless I can get the money again. So I'm always trying to think to myself if there's anybody that I have missed. Um, don't worry, people. I'm sure next weekend, I'm sure we'll be a lot more talkative and everything. It's just right now we're kind of in a stump here, everybody. So don't stop watching. Don't tune out yet. Um, I I just really liked it a lot. Like I really liked it very 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 much. Is that a lot of the times, and this is true. A lot of times, you really find out that books can be misleading and everything. And I find it very interesting that here, like here, we had the actors that we've had so far on the show, Don, Danny, Christopher, and Jill, and they all mentioned stuff of like what it was like getting their parts and stuff like that. And here I flip open this book, and all those details are right in this book and everything. This book sure ain't misleading or whatever. But they told us exactly how it is in the book, so it's the truth apparently. I really want to get I really want to get Jade Harlow so badly. There's a number of Jessica number 2 questions that I really want to ask her and everything, but I know that she's going to be very hard to get because she's super busy now that she's going to be on Young and the Restless and everything, and so, ugh, man.
Yeah, I need to start washing them soaps again.
I should be
I
watching Young. Oh, go ahead.
I quit washing them because it brings back memories of me of my mom washing them.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after
my.
she passed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. You missed her, huh? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, my mom never watched Passions. My mom's alive, obviously, but she never watched Passions, but she was a soap watcher. I mean, she watched All My Children and General Hospital, and then later on she just stopped or whatever. When I started watching, she stopped. So, um, so I should be watching Young and the Restless now that Billy Flynn, ex Chad from Days, is on there playing the new Kane. Um, and I'm thinking, I don't know for sure, but I think he and Lily, Kane and Lily, are back together again. Are back together again, and I would love to see that. And they're on Paramount Plus, so I can watch Young and the Restless on there. I've missed out on a lot of General Hospital because I don't have DVR anymore to record it. And all my children's gone, so that was so popular, and it's shocking it's not mentioned that much at all anymore. I mean, um, but I mean, no, I mean, my mom never did watch Passions and everything. And it was interesting. Speaking of stuff like that, speaking of other soaps and passions, a friend and I, we were just talking. We were just talking recently. Um, we were just talking recently. A friend of mine who watches, a lot of Days and does podcasts on Days and stuff like that. And we were just like how I've mentioned a bunch of times on the show. I've mentioned this a lot and everything. I've mentioned, that how I feel that you know Passions has Days of Our Lives counterparts and all that stuff and everything. And she basically said, and I knew this too, but she actually even brought this up that the Passions characters are inspired by the Days characters because Days of Our Lives is the reason that Passions existed. So, it's just one lasted longer than the other, unfortunately. And, I mentioned to her, I said that I find it a little bit weird that I mean, no, I believe her, and I know that's true and everything. Days was on first, and then Passions came after. But it
yep,
shocks me that I find that interesting that even though the Passions characters are inspired by the Days characters, that when it came to, one character pretending like he's sick to get a girl to be with him and all that kind of stuff, it's interesting. Passions did it before Days did it. I mean, Fox was pretending to be sick so that Kay would marry him, and then Chad on Days pretended he was sick to get with Abigail. But Passions had been over for a long time before Chad pulled that and everything. That's why for a while I thought that Chad was kind of the inspiration for Fox or whatever, something like that. And then I thought he later on kind of became Miguel a little bit later on, but like I said, Chad didn't fake sickness until a long time after Passions was over, so I just find that interesting. So, um, but, and I'll be honest with you, I think ever since they recast Chad, with this new guy from Young and the Restless, I forget his name, I think he's more like Miguel than Billy Flynn's Chad was. This guy who they have on right now, he's a lot nicer. And I think that might be one of the reasons I'm not a giant fan of this new actor playing Chad on Days of Our Lives. I feel like he's too nice. Whereas Billy Flynn had something very interesting about him where he he could definitely be rough and mean when he needed to be. He knew how to fight back and everything, and then he also knew how to be a nice guy. This guy is just nice and everything. He doesn't have a rough edge to him like the other Chad did, and so I miss Billy. I know Billy chose to leave, but that's what my friend keeps on saying whenever I say I don't like a new actor that's playing the part, I like the other guy better. She goes, they chose to leave. It was their choice. I get that, but that doesn't mean,
Yeah.
it was the same thing with a number of Passions actors. I mean, Adrian or Gerardo, whatever he wants to be called now, he chose to leave, and that's why they brought on Blair and everything. And I can't really um don't quote me on this, Casey. Don't quote me on this, but I think Molly Stanton, just thinking in my head, again, don't quote me on this, but I think Molly Stanton might have been the only cast member that was actually fired. I think the others all chose to leave. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I think Molly
That's why.
was fired. I think it's because you got to remember Jesse chose to leave so that he could go do Desperate Housewives. Jesse Metcalf, he chose to leave so he could go do Desperate Housewives. So they had to give him a reason to leave. So Charity left Harmony. So I believe that Molly was fired so that Charity could leave, and then that would give Jesse as Miguel his send off. And then I believe that when they wanted Molly back, she was not available, so they had to recast her. So just thinking in my head, I can't really think of any actors on Passions aside from Molly that actually got fired. I would really, really, really need to look back at all of the Passions recasts.
That's
Yeah.
why Charity wasn't on Passions for long. You never seen Charity on there anymore.
Oh, well,
She
she
say,
was on, she left, and then she came back, but she was recast. There was well first she came on played by a different actor when Julian had those imposters disguise themselves as Charity and Miguel to make out so that Kay would marry Fox, but then the real Charity came back, only she was a different actress. Christina something, I forget her last name. I can't find contact with her either. But
mm,
but but yeah, no, she did come back. It was just a different actress. Yes, I'll really have to do my research. I mean, I know, just thinking about it, I know Justin Fox chose to leave, Sylvana, Adrian Gerardo, whatever you want to call him. Um, 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 um. I know all of the, as far as I know, Taylor and Deanna wanted to leave. Um, who else? I mean, Travis, I believe. Well, Liza wanted to leave, but then she came back. I know that. I know that Natalie definitely wanted to leave. I don't remember the reason why, but I know that one for a fact that she wanted to leave. I really don't think that Maureen as Rebecca was meant to be permanent. I mean, she was only there for like, what, 4 or 5 episodes, and then they got Andrea. So I don't think Maureen was meant to be permanent. I think she was only there until they could find a Rebecca. The same thing with, after Taylor left, Gina, whatever her name, took over. She was only temporary until they could find a new Kay. And then Deanna Wright came on. And then Deanna left. I mean, as we already know, Don chose to leave. He told us that himself.
Yep.
We know that, David Bailey passed away, so they had to recast Alistair. As far as I know, all of the Simones, who up until Kathy, who was the final Simone, they all chose to leave, and then Kathy left, and they just decided not to recast her again. There were, oh god, I mean, Charles Divins, Chad number 2, he chose not to renew his contract when the show went to DirecTV, so they killed him. Mark Weistrack, same thing. He decided not to renew his contract when the show went to DirecTV, so they killed him. Yeah, just really thinking in my head. I don't want to say that I'm entirely right. I would need to talk to some people who know a thing or two. I would need to look up other Passions actors and see, but as far as I can think, I think Molly Stanton might have been the only one that was fired. And I believe she told me that too, years ago, back when people more used Facebook and everything compared to now, so, yeah. So I don't know, I mean... Oh, and I also know that, I think I mentioned that Travis chose to leave. I believe it was his decision to leave. So yeah, I know these people choose to leave, but that doesn't mean that I liked somebody else better than who we have now. So it doesn't matter if they chose to leave or not. But you know what, people? Hey, we just made it through another episode. Wow, that went quick. I'm telling you. And thanks a lot, Endora. We appreciate your speeding up time. What's that? Thanks. So, alright. So anyways, she said keep our passions alive. But anyways, I mean, thank you all for joining in. If you missed today, that's alright. We'll be back next weekend. Hopefully, and as far as I know, Acacia should be back. So it'll give us more stuff. We apologize that we were a little but we're both tired today. Yeah. We're both wore out. I believe next weekend we'll have more to discuss. So, but all the same, as I said earlier, if any of you guys out there want to share your passion stories, talk with us about passions, you know, just make this show great and everything. Just leave your name and your social media in the comments sections below. One of us will reach out to you. We would love to schedule a day, a Saturday or something where you can appear. We'd love to have somebody that we can talk to who loved passions as much as we do. So, yeah, exactly. And so, so everybody out there, please tune in next weekend. We are here every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here in the town of Harmony. We're going to keep this magic going. So thanks for joining me today, Casey. And I'm Joe Velasquez.
Casey Metcalf.
And just remember, you are our passion for life. Take care. All right. God bless. Take care. Hallelujah. Have a good night, people.